Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is LittleLee and Rose. My name is Summer Noel, and today we're going to use this 20-ounce skinny tumbler to make a really cool graffiti wall tumbler. Whenever you're starting out on a tumbler, you want to prep that tumbler really well. You're going to use 220 grit sandpaper, and you're going to sand the cup down, rinse it with water and soap, dry it completely, and then start. Some people use rubbing alcohol to clean after they've sanded, but I avoid this because sometimes that can give you trouble with your epoxy. Some epoxies don't like it, some are okay with it. So just to avoid that, we're going to go ahead and skip it and just use soap and water to clean after this and make sure it's thoroughly dry. For this tumbler, I'm going to be using our rainbow mica set. You can find this on our website at iwantglitter.com under mica bundles. I will drop the link below so that you guys can find that easily. I will also drop the links down below in the description to any other supplies that I use in this tutorial. After getting the cup completely set, we are going to spray paint it black. That's going to be our base color. Your next step after the cup has dried is to add your spray adhesive. I'm going to be using Super 77, but you can use any of the other popular brands available in your craft stores. I'm going to have my workstation prepped with all my micas opened, and I'm going to wear a set of gloves to keep my hands clean because the mica powder will get everywhere. I also tore off and laid down a large sheet of construction paper to catch the mess of any mica powder that might fall off my cup. I bring forward the first cup that I'm going to use. I mean color. I'm going to bring forward the first color that I'm going to use. I'm going to have my baby wipes on hand because this can get messy, and I do want to clean my finger between each color so I don't contaminate my mica powders. So what you're going to do is you're just going to tap your finger into the mica powder and get just a little bit of mica. You don't want to overdo it because you will make a giant mess. So you just want to get a little bit of mica and basically do a rubbing circular motion on the tumbler. This is very similar to burnishing glitter down on your cup. But when you're burnishing glitter, the glitter is already on the tumbler and you're just laying the glitter flat. But what we're doing here is we're actually putting the mica powder down onto that adhesive spray onto the cup and rubbing it to stick down very firmly. You're going to repeat this process with all the colors, but for here, I'm going to show you how to apply one full color. What's really important to remember here is it's okay, a little more, a little less, just keep working. You can see I'm tapping my finger on the cup, and that's going to get any of the mica powder to fall off my glove onto that surface. And I'm not going to panic about if it goes over a little bit or under a little bit. These are all going to be blended together on both edges, so it's just a fun little process. Don't stress about it. You can already see that I'm kind of making a mess of my construction paper and my finger's already messy. This is why you want to have the baby wipes on hand at all times to clean up your messes. I'm not going to worry so much about the mess on the paper, but I'm going to definitely make sure I clean my finger in between each glitter color. I mean mica color. Once you finish with one color, grab that baby wipe, clean off your finger, close your first mica color, and get your second mica color set up. You can see I'm doing a rainbow style, so I'm going to start right in with my orange. It might be hard to see, but I'm actually not overlapping the orange and the red just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I have the full spectrum of the rainbow all the way around the cup with each color not overlapping each color. And then I'm going to go through with a clean finger for each section, and I'm going to rub between the red and the orange, clean off my finger, rub between the orange and the yellow, clean off my finger, rub between the yellow and green, clean off my finger, and continue on this pattern all the way around the cup. When I'm rubbing between the two different colors, it's actually blending them together and giving you a very subtle ombre from one color to the next. That way it's not a straight line, like a direct line, but you're going to get a nice blurred line between each color. And just for fun, I'm adding a little razzle dazzle. This is our glitter color Ivan. He's that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Once you've got all your lines blurred, your bottom decorated, and it's ready to go, you're gonna just take a clear coat spray paint and you're gonna go over the top of it. I put a good 2 solid coats over the top to make sure none of that mica powder moves. For all my coats of epoxy, I'm going to be using LittleLee and Rose epoxy. You can find this on our website. I love our epoxy. It took me over a year to develop. We sell out constantly. I absolutely love it. Our members love it. Our followers love it. And what I love about it also is that I'm always regularly teaching, whether it's here or in my Facebook group. And if you guys have any struggles or any kind of issues, you can always just ask me while I'm live and I can troubleshoot with you. And it's very, very convenient to be able to have access to somebody who created the product right there at your fingertips to help you through any struggles that you might have. But honestly, our epoxy is pretty user-friendly. I developed it to be a beginner's epoxy so that anybody could use it from start to finish right out of the gate. It leaves an absolutely glossy finish. It's not as sensitive as other epoxies to things like oils on your hands or dust in the air. So it's very awesome epoxy. And you can see off that one coat, I got a super shiny, glossy, smooth finish. For the next steps to create a brickwork look, I'm going to be using electrical tape, and I'm just going to cut random lengths of electrical tape. I'm not going to worry about widths. I'm going to have it laid out in an unusual pattern, just to make it look like a haphazard brick wall. Of course, it's going to look like it's painted rainbow when it's done, but it's meant to look and give a really cool effect at the end. So you can see here, I'm just taking my little snips, cutting off different lengths of tape and working my way around the cup. Continue with this process and going around the cup until you get all the way down to the bottom. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to use your X-Acto knife to trim away any excess tape to make sure that the line is flush. And of course, add a few to the bottom to make sure you don't forget your butt and get a cool little design down there as well. Now's when it really starts to get fun. We are going to take this and we are going to coat this entire cup with white spray paint. Ta-da! Next, you're going to grab your Dawn Power Wash. This is a dish soap, but it squirts out in a foam from this special handy dandy trigger. And we're going to spray that in bursts all around the tumbler. I don't want to coat the entire tumbler. I just want to have patches of it here and there. Don't forget your butt. And once we get that all over the tumbler, we're going to take a black spray paint and we're going to coat straight over the top of that. We do not want to wait at all. You want to dive right in. So you're going to want to spray your soap, then spray paint your tumbler. Let that sit for just a second. Take a bucket of water or a hose and rinse it off. So you can see here, I just dunk it down inside a bucket of water. If you have a hose handy, you can just squirt it off with a hose. And you see the really cool voids. Wherever that soap was sticking onto the cup, the black spray paint won't go through that soap. And so you get these really cool splotch marks. Then I'm just gonna take a really fine tipped pair of tweezers. These are on our website if you don't have a pair and you want to grab some. Our tweezers are awesome. And I'm going to slowly remove those decals that I put on there. It's the electrical tape squares. We're going to get those removed top to bottom. Now, everyone's decals are total personal preference. I just went in and found some really cool graffiti graphics. I just found these on Etsy. They're nothing fancy. I just typed in graffiti graphic SVGs. These popped up. I thought they were a lot of fun. So I just used our LittleLee and Rose printable vinyl. And I used my Cricut Design Space to print these guys out and then do a print and cut from our printable vinyl and stuck them right on there. Our printable vinyl is solvent resistant, so I didn't have to coat these at all with a clear coat spray paint to seal them in. They are good to go. And I just stuck them around all over the cup. And I'm going to be doing my last coat of epoxy here. I'm going to be doing a flood coat. A flood coat is when you use 5 to 10 grams more than you normally would on a regular coat. And you can see with just 2 coats of that LittleLee and Rose epoxy, you get this absolutely perfect finish. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop them below. Or if you really want to go more in depth and get more answers, you can join my Facebook group, LittleLee and Rose Tumblers and Epoxy Art on Facebook. We are super active in there. My moderators are there answering questions. I'm always live. You can ask as many questions as you want, be as active as you can be. It's a great place to learn, get inspired, and ask all the questions you need. The links to all our social media outlets will be in the description below.